A little bit about TIP. So TIP is an independent, neutral, nonprofit industry group. And we have hundreds of members, and our focus has been on open and disaggregated technologies and open and disaggregated business models. So specifically what we've been doing is experimentation and testing of this, plug fests for years and years, and we've been building upon the work of the O-RAN Alliance from a deployment perspective. We're now totally focused on commercial deployment. So this is Open RAN, this is Open Wi-Fi, this is Open Optical. But in this topic today about Open RAN, what we're specifically talking about is the ability to do full system certification. So the ability to solve the problem of readiness to commercially deploy. Why is that the problem? Well, we listened to our members. Our members told us that that was the problem that needed to be solved, and that's why we used the power of the community to come up with a solution. And we were happy to hear Alan Davidson from NTIA echo the same kind of problem statement when the Wireless Innovation Fund was readying and started to focus on testing and evaluation. And for anybody that's been involved in that process here in the US, you know that that's really the focus of the first round of funding for the Wireless Innovation Fund. Alan Davidson echoed this when he was at MWC Barcelona in terms of what that focus would actually be. So that's why we're focused within the TIP community on solving that problem. Why does that a problem exist? I think you're probably well aware, and I think the WIPRO framework will be a nice one to look at this in more detail. But the reality is that the Open RAN world is very different than today's world. Today's world has some incumbents that are vertically integrated and doing a lot of the system integration and readiness prior to operator acceptance, and that makes sense, and that's the way the industry works. But in Open RAN, you don't have that luxury. You don't have one company that can bring everything together in an easy way like it's being done today. The good news is that we're going to hear from some approaches today that are stepping forward and going to be able in the future to do exactly that. And we're trying to build a platform that will help them to get there. But today we have an issue where operators have to get more involved in the process of system integration, and they have to try to solve this problem. So what is the TIP community doing? The TIP community is bringing forward full system certification. So what this means is that after products are conformed, products go through conformance testing to O-RAN standards, after that interop type stage, then we move on to subsystem validation, and then we move on to full system certification. So this is more of the non-functional negative testing, the performance testing, the stability testing, all the things that have to happen before a network would go and be deployed into an operator network and it'd be accepted by the operator. We want to get to a common criteria. Think of it as a finish line for testing. Rather than all this redundant testing that is happening, you can effectively have a situation where you're testing and trusting what's been tested. It's the 80% of common things. There still is the 20% that's going to have to be tested in the operator labs itself, and that's going to have to be done on a local basis. Where does this fit within the whole process? It fits within the community as the centerpiece. And what I mean by that is that the first thing that we're going to do is align on deployment scenarios, align on requirements, on roadmaps, and then we're going to look at how to certify these systems and then use that certification to validate those particular deployment scenarios. And then this all gets brought together in one place on a marketplace exchange. Again, this is a platform to be used by system integrators and others that are promoting Open RAN systems. The lifecycle management part is new, and it's important to solve because once you certify a system once, then you'll have to certify a system as Open RAN changes and as new vendors enter into the system. So we're not looking to set up, let's say, a new set of labs. There are plenty of labs to do this kind of testing around the world that are in the process of being upgraded. Some of those labs need to be neutral and allow in all different kinds of partners. But most of them are the ones that we know of today that are capable of doing the heavy lifting that can deliver these systems into operator networks. And we're looking to adapt our process to that, not do the testing ourselves, not build any new unnecessary labs, but take advantage of what the industry offers already today. And finally, what could this mean for the industry? So the Terral Consulting Group, Stefan Terral, looked at this problem from a bottoms-up perspective and looked at and concluded that we could accelerate the entire market by over a year with this kind of process in place. And that would mean over a 5-year period that the market could double in size. And that would be true not only here in the US, but also globally. So this kind of potential, I think, is the reason why we're excited about this platform and what it could mean for many of the kinds of solutions that you're going to see here today in terms of accelerating them as well, even more than where they are today.